Howdy Pokemon Professors! Welcome to a brand new video. Today, we will be trying out a new Lost March deck list that has tons of consistency options and can hit the numbers it needs to for success in this format. I played many Lost March decks in my day, but never has it had so many options as now for setup. Now, you can consistently get a full bench of Jumpluff and Pidgeotto by turn 2 and rack up the damage in a jiffy. Be sure to stick around until the end of the video for the deck list. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoy the content and share it with your friends. And now, let's get into our first match. Pretty excited to try out this deck. The Pidgeotto engine is fun in this deck because it also has 60 HP just like the other stage 1 line you're running to get out your Jumpluff, the Skiploom line. So it's easy to search it all out. And this deck just has so many options for Pokemon search. You can get your turn 1 setup pretty consistently. So we want to go first. We want to get our evolution Pokemon out before our opponent even has a chance to do so. We won't be able to Elm this turn because of the new first turn supporter rule. Looks like we're playing against Aggro. So, a grass deck against a grass deck, but I really like this matchup. So, unfortunately, we can't own this turn. I don't think we want to attach the grass energy either, because when you use the Skiploom, it'll just be put in your loss zone. Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, it'll be put in your loss zone, unfortunately. So we'll just not quite the setup we want, but we can work with this. With most decks, I'm not too fond of playing against Ralator, but with this deck, I think we're gonna be fine. We can accelerate our damage pretty quickly. Okay, looks like we prized our Ditto Prison Star, so let's just get another Hoppip out. And then we will evolve our Hoppip into a Skiploom and use Floral Path to the Sky to get out a jump. Looks like we've also got... Let's Elm. We'll get a Pidgeotto. This deck's not going to be doing much spreading, so we're not really worried about the Mew. Let's get another Hoppip. And now you can probably start to see what I mean about all the search options. Didn't have the greatest opening, but as you can already see, we're getting there. We're getting where we need to be. Hey, we do get a Lost Blender. That's fun. I don't know if we want to Lost Blender's Jumpluff because we do have the Pokemon Communication, so we can get it back into our deck, and since we've already prized one, I'm not entirely sure that we want to make that. So now we do have 2 Jumpluff. grass energy to one of our jumps. See how much damage we would be hitting for. So right now we'd be hitting for 80 damage and pass. Not having a great time here either. So our opponent does get the aggro, and it's our turn. Not much going on our opponent's end. Okay, so if we were to lecture here, we could get some things we can Lost Blender away. Let's do that before we do the airmail, because sequencing matters. Let's get 2 Skip Loom. Although we are out of jump fluff, unfortunately. And a Pidgey. Yeah, actually, on second thought, let's save and Cotton instead. Now we can airmail. Excellent, we do get the Pokemon communication. That's just what we want. Although, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to attack this turn. We will still be able to escalate our damage a bit. So we can just get the Mew. Actually, yeah, let's get the Mew. Lost Blender. If we happen to draw Grass Energy, which I doubt we will. Okay, yeah, we don't draw it. But if we had, we don't. So we'll get our third jump up. And this is the point where this deck starts to spiral. Once you have this many jump bluff in play, it's not like your opponent easily. So we have 8 Pokemon in our roster at this point in time, so we're doing 160 damage. Probably have to go for their GX. Oh, okay. They're gonna go for the... We can live with that. And we will have 2 Pidgeottos for some dig. And we do get those. So that's nice. Let's search that, then our deck. We do want to get this Snivysaur out of play. We have 8, 160. Let's attach return. Airmail. We get a Trumbeak. That's nice. I'm hoping we get a draw supporter after the second airmail. That would be nice. Nice. We do get a Marnie. We're really helping our opponent a bit here, but that's fine. It's not the end of the world. So we're up to 180. This is 200. Get up to 240, I believe, if we get both the Trumbeaks here. Unless we have another jump bluff, which we do not. So, looks like we're going for 240 here. Which unfortunately will not be quite enough for the knockout, but will be good. This is just what makes the Pokemon search in this deck so insane. You have so many options. Honestly, I think this is one of the more consistent decks there is right now. So we should have 30 HP left. I'd assume they wouldn't want to use their ability here. And they would spread. We'll take a knockout on our Hoppet and our Jump Left. Take 2 prizes. Yeah, their GX attack does 50 damage to us. Unfortunately, we no longer have our view. But I think we'll be fine. I don't think they have really any more spreading options. Oh, did that heal all their damage? Oh, I must not have run close enough. Okay, that's interesting. We've got to get 2 more Pokemon in play now. Gusting may also not be a bad play here. I think we're going to go for the Pokegear. Maybe. Yeah, because Lost Blender can't get us there. And then let's Airmail again. Let's grab Pidgey. Pokegear. We do get Marnie. We'll attach for turn. I think we want to break. No, we don't want to break Hector because then we can't run. And this time the Marnie actually hurts our opponent rather than us. Excellent. We do get what we need to pull off the knockout here. That is very, very nice. This is what's so insane about this deck. You have a very high damage ceiling. And there's not much that can survive it. That's utterly massive damage there with Lady. And we have now taken half the prize card. We have 2 Jump Left set up, so even if they knock one out, we have a fallback. I think we're at a pretty good spot here. We do still have our great catches in the deck. So hopefully we can get that next turn and knock out this Rallisaur for the game. By us. We have free retreat, so we're not in too much peril by putting this up. Let's go ahead and pop the Ditto. Ordinary Rod. We can go ahead and Quick Ball. Hop it. We're also thinning out our deck here, as well as getting a fallback option. I think we may want to, yeah, we'll Pokemon Catcher the Hoppet for a skill. I think we still have one left. Okay, we don't. That's fine. We'll just get the Hoppet back. We're thinning anyway. And then we will Marnie. We'll see almost every card in our deck. I'm pretty sure we'll get the Great Catcher. We do get the Great Catcher, so that will be the game. Let's so really, I wouldn't exactly call aggro a We did take it down, and it does have massive HP, so that is what the deck wants to do. We didn't have quite the setup I anticipated, but we did pull it out in the end. So, now let's get right into match number 2. This will be our final match. Not sure what we're playing against here. I saw the dragon, possibly an HP. It's the only popular dragon I can think of right now. You get the 3 Marnie in a turn 1 hand. That is hilarious. Oh, is this that deck? Is this a Raichu? Yes. This is. So we don't need to get up to too much damage here. I think we will just end there. This matchup I'm not as confident about as the last one. We prefer to have big, basic tag teams to knock out. But we'll see what the deck can do. I do love this Emolga engine. I might have to try out this Raichu deck sometime. Talk about consistency. This deck is also Pokemon communication. They do get off the turn 1 snuggle. We are lightning weak, but it's not going to make too much of a difference here. Let's grab a Skiploom. So we can attack this turn. Taking the first knockout here will be quite meaningful. Unfortunately. This will also thin out our deck a bit. Thinning is quite important. To draw into what you need. Or at least have a better Marnie. I like Marnie as a supporter. It's like Cynthia, but it also has a disruption aspect. Pidgeotto, I believe we're getting 60 right now, so we need 20 more to get the knockout. Luckily, we do have a Trumbeat. It's fine. We don't play It's Netball. Get ourselves ready for the future. If we want, we can just go Skiploom, Skiploom, Skiploom next turn. Utilize our Rod in this matchup and be able to until our opponent has no more. That's what I'm doing, although I'm pretty sure this deck plays Brock. Which probably wouldn't be a bad inclusion in this Lost Match list, now that I think of fun though. Hopefully we are able to get off an attack. Thinking we want to lecture. Not quite sure. We really need that grass energy. We have to get a knockout every turn in this matchup. We probably want to get a Pidgeotto here. Put us at the damage cap we need to knock out pretty much anything this deck throws our way, so that's not a concern at this point. What is a concern is streaming attackers. We may end up having to use Lost Blender for some extra draw power here. And Lost Blender. Not likely to get it onto a grass energy here, but there's hope. Okay. I'm thinking we would rather have a Pidgeotto knocked out here than a Jumpluff, but this isn't a great position to be in all around. Opponent has some mighty fine setup here. So they are going to take regardless. Fine. I am earning, or this deck is earning some respect. It is not to be taken lightly, that's for sure. We'll be able to move here. And we do get some options. Let's check our discard, how we are on resources. So we're down to Jumpluff, meaning we have one left, either in the prizes or in the deck. So let's another hop it. Hopefully we can. Okay, we're out of hop it. Hopefully we have our. So we'll be able to get a grass energy for next turn. And then one additional Pokemon. We may want to build up our cotton, because that is an additional attack we use. Cotton is amazing here for a faster knockout on ADP if we were to face it, but in a pinch it can serve as an attacker in other circumstances. I usually prefer using Jumpluff though, simply because they have one. Just here, so that's fine. Opponent has 7 energy between the discard pile and their deck, so we can't really rely on them running out of energy. Raichu. They have 4 Pikachu between the discard pile and the deck, and 3 Raichu. So, if we're able to knock out all of the Pikachu or Raichu in play, we may be able to hope they don't have any recovery options, but that's not exactly the position we want to be in here. Doesn't look like we're going to end up being able to attack this turn, which is certainly not ideal. Have some digging power. Our opponent doesn't need to worry about energy whatsoever. Very easily getting a knockout on anything we have in play. Let's Elm. We'll at least have something to Lost Blender. It's not going to end up mattering in terms of damage, but we will get a little extra thinning power. So, I guess we just knock out and pray. Kills off the Cocoa Prism. I don't think it's going to end up mattering. Go down to 2 prizes. They get another knockout, go down to 1 prize. We're still at 3. Yeah, I think our opponents got this game pretty well. We also don't have our attackers in the deck. The break is not going to mean no point in ripping that here. Attached to the cotton and pass. Looks like they're going to knock out the cotton, so we won't be able to attack next turn either, so that'll secure the game for them. But we're going to play it out because we don't get it. also, because playing Pokemon is fun. We do get an ordinary card. Pretty helpful earlier in the game. So overall, I wouldn't say close to ideal, but I wouldn't say it's unwinnable, but you have to play it pretty well. Not really any point in overextending, so let's just give our opponent a GG. And let them take the game. Now let's check out the Decklist together. I am pretty fond of this deck. I've played it off stream a couple times, and it's quite fun. The damage, as you saw in that first game, can rack up pretty quickly. I wasn't really going to rack up damage in the second one because it was unnecessary. But if we wanted to, we probably could have. So now let's do explaining the deck list. So we have a Ditto Prism Star that can evolve into any of our evolution Pokemon. So we play a lot of evolution Pokemon in this deck. We don't really want to evolve into Trumbeak, but it can evolve into our Pidgeotto or Skiploom. A 3/3 Pidgeotto line for Pidgeotto's Airmail ability. It just lets us look into our deck a little more and have some thinning power. Our resources. We play 4 Trumbeak for Mountain Pass ability. Once the Pokemon is in your hand, you may reveal it. If you do, the top card of your opponent's deck, put this Pokemon in the lock zone. If that card is a supporter card, you may put it also. If your opponent has no cards in their deck, you can't use this ability. So that's to fuel the Lost March attack, and also, if we happen to get a supporter, that's just an added bonus. Cottony is mainly in here for the ADP matchup. It can one-shot an ADP with only 7 Pokemon in your Lost Zone, which in this deck is not difficult to do, as you saw earlier in the video. We've got a 4/4/4 jump left line. The main card we want to be looking at here is Skiploom. It allows us to search our deck for a jump bluff when we evolve, or not even just when we evolve, anytime during our turn, as long as the Skiploom is in play. And then put the Hop and Skiploom and all cards attached to them into the Lost Zone, and then get out your jump bluff. So your jump bluff is basically a stage 1, and then Floral Path to the Sky fuels your Lost March attack. And then Lost March on your jump bluff is energy, and does for each Pokemon except Prism Stars in the Lost Zone. So as plenty of ways to get Pokemon in the Lost Zone: Trumbeak, Skiploom, and as you'll see later, we have Lost Border. We play 1 Mew because all of our Pokemon are quite frail, so we don't want our opponent to say all our Pidgeotto and Skiploom and take all their prizes at once. It's basically just to protect against spread decks. We play 4 Evolution Incense. As I said towards the beginning of this video, this deck has so many consistency options. It's probably better than it's ever been. You can play Evolutionary Incense, you can play Net Ball, you can play Pokemon Communication, Quick Ball, Professor Elm's Lecture. There's probably more search that I'm missing. It just your Pokemon, as you saw in the first game, that comes in handy when you need to get some extra damage. It can get you a Trumbeak. It lets you set up. It lets you get out your Skiploom so you can get out your jump bluff and do your Lost March attack. It lets you set up with and let you thin further into your deck. Play one Great Catcher, it's our only Gust card. We're usually fine knocking out whatever in this deck, but this can just be an added win condition. 4 Lost Blender, I was talking about this card earlier. Put 2 cards from your hand into the Lost Zone. If you do, draw. So, not only does it allow us to put Pokemon from our hand into the Lost Zone, it also allows us to thin our deck while increasing. We play 4 Netball. It's not only basic grass Pokemon search, but also energy. So we can get our energy reliably. That has saved me more times than one and given me an out to an attack. Also good for early game setup. 1 Ordinary Rod. It's good usually in the 1 prize matchups. It didn't end up panning out in the second game we played here today, but usually this will help you out in those matchups. Then again, I mean, you can't win every 1 prize matchup, and obviously every deck loses some games. We play 2 Poke 3.0, help us get our supporters and thin our deck. 2 Pokemon Communication. If we have a Jumpluff in our hand, we don't want to be discarding it with the likes of Quick Ball, and we can instead use this to get another Pokemon that we need. Or if we have a Jumpluff rather than a Skiploom, we can shuffle it back in, evolve the Hoppip into a Skiploom, and get the Jumpluff out via the path to the side. Pokemon Communication is a very useful card in this deck, especially since we play 25 Pokemon. We play 4 Quick Ball, helps us get out more basics. As you saw in the matches, Pokemon Search is vital in this deck, and thankfully we have a lot of options. 3 Marnie, Shuffle Draw, and Disruption. Not much more to say there. 4 Professor Elm's Lecture. It searches out most of the cards in our deck. It searches out everything except for the Trumbeaks. So it is quite useful. Fortunately, we no longer use it on turn 1. That was one of the few things that made the old Lost March deck have any leg up over this deck. I think this deck is far superior. And then we play 6 Grass Energy, which is usually enough, but even if it's not, we got an Ordinary Rod to cycle some in that case. So, let me know in the comments below what you think of the deck and what changes you would make. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell if you want to see more awesome Pokemon TCG content. Thank you very much for watching, and have yourselves an excellent day.